Assalamualaikum, my name is Nino Atira. My metric number is A63A1981. So today I am going to present the executive summary. The fairness of early settlement in Islamic finance is examined in this work, with particular attention to the concept of maslahah and haram. Although the fair profit is permissible in Murabahah and Tawarruq, charging the entire sum after early repayment may go against the principle of fairness and avoiding exploitation found in Sharia. Although many banks only offer partial IBRA, customers frequently demand for full IBRA since they shouldn't have to pay profit for underutilized time. The study emphasized how managing unearned profit improperly leads to imbalance and compromised ethical duty. Therefore, maintaining Sharia compliance, equity and client confidence in Islamic financial institutions requires a clear and consistent IBRA policy. So, present introduction. Important finance instruments that comply with Sharia include Murabahah and Tawarruq, where the selling price includes both principal and entire profit. The debate is whether consumers should pay the entire amount or just the profit for the time period used when they settle early. The purpose of the IBRA rebate is to refund unearned profit. Yet, when banks only provide partial IBRA, this agreement occurs. Examining how delay pricing impact justice is early settlement is crucial since this raises concern about damage and fairness.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Aimarja binti Muhammad Usita, metric number A23A1985. Islamic bank usually use Murabahah contract for long-term financing, but issue of the risk when customer request early settlement. When this happen, they usually ask for a rebate or IBRA on the unearned profit. Classical jurists discuss this matter, and hadith evidence shows that the Prophet Muhammad SAW allowed early payment together with partial debt reduction in certain situations. However, jurists classified debt into two types: duyun halah, matured debt which can be reduced without riba, and duyun muajjalah, deferred debt, where early payment for a lower amount is not permitted and made a condition of the contract. Because of this, Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institution (AAOIFI) prohibits banks from promised rebates, although voluntary rebates are allowed. IBRA is a discretionary right of the bank, and not all Islamic banks offer it because it may affect profitability. The customer became the party receiving the benefit as the amount they repay is lower than the initial debt.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nova Najwa bin Afandi. My matrix number is A23A2016. So now I will continue with the next slides. When a customer wants to settle the financial area, several Sharia concerns arise, especially regarding the calculation of IBRA or rebate. If the rebate is not calculated fairly and transparently, it may lead to elements of riba, injustice, and reputational risk for the bank. In Murabahah, the selling price is fixed. It includes the cost and deferred profits. However, when a customer pays yearly, they should not bear profit for the credit period they no longer use. Based on the principle ad-darar yuzar, harm must be removed, so offering IBRA is encouraged. Customers who settle yearly usually want to reduce their financial burden according to the principle al-masyaqqah tajlibu at-tayssir. Sharia promotes ease and facilitation, so providing rebates aligns with the values of tayssir and ihsan. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Hi, my name is Nakli Dalila binti Samsudin. My number metric A23A1999. I will present Sharia risk. For the Sharia risk, the key concern include price risk when the customer requests a full discount, the risk of riba if the IBRA calculation is incorrect, and the risk of injustice when the customer in hardship are not given fair assistance. There is also reputational risk if the rebate process seems unclear. Sharia non-compliance risk due to weak documentation and operational risk from calculation or procedural error.
My name Nur Aizan binti Azhir. My metric number A23A1984. I would like to present about application of maxim. First, lil ajli qistu mina al-tamam. For this maxim, we understand that deferment forms part of the price. That is why in contracts like Tawarruq, Islamic banks set a higher selling price for deferred payments. However, some critics argue that this resembles interest. This maxim helps us evaluate whether the pricing structure truly complies with Sharia. Second, al-umur bil maqasidiha. This maxim means that matters are judged by their intentions. In the case of Tawarruq, it can be misused as a legal trick to generate money without genuine commercial activity. If the intention is merely to obtain cash without real trade, then this goes against the true objective and the maqasid of legitimate transactions. Third, al-darar yuzal. This maxim states that harm must be eliminated. Over-reliance on tawarruq can lead to rising household debt, which creates harm and risk for customers. This situation contradicts the objective of Sharia, which focuses on protecting welfare and preventing harm.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Amir Kushaini bin Yusuf. My metric number A2382034. I will explain the application of three Sharia maxim in Tawarruq financing. For the first maxim, this rule clearly distinguishes profit from interest. In Tawarruq, the highest selling price in a deferred payment is halal because it come from a real sale, not a loan. The price increase is simply a charge from delaying the transfer of ownership, and Sharia recognizes this as a valid commercial practice. For the second maxim, the principles say that a transaction is judged by its true intention, not just its form. Even if a contract looks valid on paper, it's become invalid in spirit if the real intention is to mimic a loan with interest. So in Tawarruq, if the purpose is genuine trade, it is valid. But if the intention is only to create cash like an interest-based loan, then this goes against this maxim. For the third maxim, this rule states that harm must be removed. Over-reliance on tawarruq can increase household debt, which goes against the objective of maqasid Sharia and put customer at risk. Sharia prohibits anything that harms society on the economy, so contract that lead to excessive or unmanageable debt must be controlled or improved to protect the public interest.
My name is Nur Adira Najwa binti Khalidi and my metric number is A2382028. Next is Sharia decision or judgment. First is fixed selling price after ownership. Once the customer owns the asset, the selling price becomes a fixed step. This amount cannot be renegotiated or adjusted later. Any change is only allowed if the bank voluntarily waives part of the profit. Second is early settlement rules. Customers are allowed to settle under Sharia. Banks cannot charge penalties or extra fees for early payment. Any increase in debt is considered as a riba, and only a small, genuine administrative cost may be charged with no hidden profit. Third is IBRA, which is rebate. Rebate is allowed but must be voluntary from the bank. If cannot be, guaranteed upfront, written as a contractual right, advertised as an assured benefit, and if guaranteed, the selling price is not truly fixed and resembles interest-based pricing. Fourth is calculation of the rebate. Rebate calculation must not imitate conventional interest formulas. Profit cannot be reduced simply because less time has passed. Sharia committees must ensure the internal system and software comply with Sharia logic, not just the contract wording. And last, key compliance risk. Many issues arise from the contract, but from how the bank's computer system compute early settlements amounts.
The detailed remedial action and policy control, there are several key actions that banks need to take to ensure that the provision of IBRA for yearly settlement of Murabahah is fair and Sharia compliant. First, bank need to provide a clear IBRA policy, including the calculation method, eligibility requirement, and approval process. This is important to avoid roll element to ensure that customers know their rights. Second, Murabahah contract need to be supplemented with a specific clause that entitles customers to receive rebate based on profit for unmatured period. Next, bank needs to develop standard SOP covering application review, rebate calculation and confirmation by Sharia officer so that the process is more transparent and meaningful. They also need to provide Sharia training to financing officers so that they understand the concept of IBRA and can implement it fairly. Finally, priority Sharia audits need to be conducted to monitor compliance with policy and SOPs and ensure that the principle of al-darar yuzal is always maintained.
My name is Nur Hidayatullah binti Hisham. My metric number is A23A1972. Next, we continue to the conclusions. The analysis of early settlement and IBRA in Murabahah and Tawarruq shows that Islamic finance must balance clear contract with Sharia values of fairness and transparency. Even though IBRA is allowed, its voluntary nature can create misunderstandings and reputational risks when customers expect automatic rebates. Operational and compliance risks also remain when staff or systems do not fully follow Sharia requirements, which may lead to unintended elements similar to riba. On a wider level, the heavy reliance on Tawarruq may weaken the link to real economic activity. Although audits, SOP and training helps reduce these issues, some residual risks still exist and institutions must continue improving communications, governance and a more asset-based solution to stay true to the spirit of Sharia.